succinctly has played a critical role. So in opening this one, we're just going to change the outlook. And today, we know what is currently happening in the Richards Bay. And we also understand the changes that are ensuring the corridor's investment. Our investment in transport infrastructure in particular was aimed at the improvement of the movement of goods and economic integration through a Durban, Free State, Gauteng, and Mpumalanga logistics and industrial corridor. We made a bold decision to connect the major economic centers of Joburg, Durban, Richards Bay, and at the same time connected these centers with improved export capacity through our seaports and air cargo facility. And we are glad that already we are yielding positive result today. I don't intend to be long because, Minister, the words are not strong enough just to ensure that you understand what this impact in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. Slowly, as you know, that we do boast with a 600-kilometer coastline of an ocean as the province, but we have not utilized to its full capacity. With such crane, with such technology, automatically people are going to gravitate towards this. Not so long ago, there will be a complaint that the vessel will stand for quite some time. That has been changed, as we are contesting with the world just because of your effort. And I'm glad that the CFO is here. She's going to pump more money towards the path of KwaZulu-Natal, because you've already said so. It's not me who said that, it's already been said. And the main aim, so you will forgive me, today I'm going to be presenting, starting from 10 o'clock, I'll be debating in legislature, and at 12, I'll be presenting my AP. But I had to come simply because the minister has done a sterling job. I had to change everything because I know strategic, what does it mean just for this development. Minister grew up in the Gauteng province, as you know, as a young activist. She joined the underground structures of the ANC at that particular time. As you know, it was very difficult, white as she is, to be associated with UDF and the ANC. It meant death. It meant a lot of things, prison amongst. She's a mobilizer by nature. She has served at the level of region in Gauteng, at the level of ANC. She has served in the PC of Gauteng. She is currently an NEC member of the ANC and also an NWC member. I'm sure you know that she has been many things at the public sector. She has served as the MEC. She has served in finance. She has served in sport and recreation in Gauteng. She has served in other portfolios. In the last 6th term, she was serving as the minister responsible for environment and fisheries. She is currently serving as the minister responsible for Department of Transport National. Let us just all stand and welcome the minister to the podium and thanking her for gracing our shows. So I'm always doing this chairperson without her consent. She doesn't want to be introduced. Nevertheless, I do have that honor and the privilege to be giving her that opportunity. Minister, the platform is yours.
Please be seated. Good morning, everybody, and thank you very much, MEC, for the warm words of welcome to your province. And I think we all understand, those of us who are in executive office, but also members of parliament and members of legislatures, that if you don't go to your portfolio committee, you're in serious trouble. So if you need to duck out and be online, we absolutely understand. Allow me to acknowledge our program director for today, Mr. Sali Letswalo. Let me also acknowledge our chairperson of the Transnet board, Dr. Andile Franco. Let me acknowledge Advocate Michelle Phillips, the Group CEO of Transnet, Mr. Jabu Mbaki, Chief Executive of TPT, the Money Lady, Asno Sepo. Yeah, you must always be nice to the Money Lady. Our customers, our partners, organized labor, our Transnet family. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to join you today at this very significant moment for Transnet. And I think it's important that I also start with an anecdote about Mr. Letswalo's teaching ability. When I was appointed on the 4th of July to this portfolio, as you've heard, I used to be the Minister of Environment, so, you know, Transnet was just a problem. And after my first initial days in office, I got a call from His Excellency the President. And by the way, at that point, I had 14 entities and 9 branches. He calls me, he says, I'm doing something nice for you. So I say, yes. And he says, you're getting Transnet and SAA. I said, you think that's nice? He says, no, you'll see, it will help you. Well, yeah, be careful what you ask for. So I then call my colleague, Josenso Ramakgopo, who was responsible for Eskom. Now, he's an engineer, right? I've got a master's in public policy. So I phoned him, I said, bro, I'm in trouble. He says, why? I said, I'm getting the other problem child. What must I do? He says, no, go there, see how it operates. I said to him, but I'm not an engineer. He says, my sister, go there, just look. So I went. I went to every port. And Sally came with me to every port. And, you know, we started off in the boardroom, PowerPoint. I said, no, I don't want that. I want to go there. And we went there. What's this? It's an RTG. What's that? It's a ship-to-shore crane. What's that? It's a hauler. How do these things work together? What happens when the wind blows? What happens when they break down? What happens when you don't have enough haulers and straddles to the cranes? And whatever he thought, he explained. So I'm grateful to that because it gave me an understanding of how this massive ecosystem fits together and what happens when one moving part is missing. So, because I've got more bravery than I have brains, I made a commitment to our cabinet and to our stakeholders that we would ensure improvement in operational efficiency in our ports. And to date, I must say I'm very encouraged by the progress that we have made. As the custodian of South Africa's key network and transportation systems, Transnet, as we all know, is the backbone of our country's logistics system and a catalyst for economic growth. We're fully aware that an underperforming freight logistics system is a constraint on our economy and a direct obstacle to job creation. In the past, Transnet faced significant headwinds. Challenges such as aging infrastructure, rampant cable theft and vandalism, high debt levels, and historical underinvestment have all contributed to the painful decline in volumes that we saw and the crisis that took place in 2023. In response, Transnet began an 18-month recovery plan to stabilize the business. And today, I'm proud to confirm that this plan and Transnet's Reinvent for Growth strategy are yielding clear, measurable results, particularly here in the Durban Container Port. This is affirmed by the recently concluded citrus season, where Transnet Port Terminals recorded an impressive 19% year-on-year increase in volumes handled across all the terminals. And this terminal, no, wait, there's a bigger clap. This terminal recorded a 28.8% increase. Now you can clap. One of the most critical steps in our recovery journey has been our strong commitment to capital expenditure. And I'm delighted today to witness the handover of 2 of the 4 ship-to-shore cranes for Durban Pier 2. The acquisition of the 4 cranes is an investment of 967 million, almost R1 billion, which is expected to enhance the terminal's operational capacity, cargo handling capacity, and competitiveness. And the new cranes will replace the old fleet, which has reached the end of life cycle. I can remember very clearly asking Solly, so what's the international benchmark for gross crane moves an hour? And he said, oh, about 30, 35. And I said, what are we doing at the moment? Well, on a good day, 16. And I said, okay, put it in the APP, 30 gross crane moves an hour. We can do it with these cranes. We can achieve the international benchmark with these cranes. TPT has set aside 4 billion on acquiring equipment across its business for just this financial year. And the purchase of new equipment has also been tied with new long-term contracting model with original equipment manufacturers and original parts suppliers. You can't put a Toyota part into a BMW. So we're not going to be doing that anymore. Apologies to Toyota and BMW. Long-term collaboration with the OEMs will drive significant benefits for Transnet. These include enhanced equipment performance and reliability, spares support, asset lifecycle management, innovation, as well as equipment spares and component standardization. Recently, I addressed the press club where I confirmed that containers handled at our ports had increased by 48,000 units per annum, up 54% on last year. So you can clap for that too. It's big. Since July, we have been reaching or exceeding our weekly TEU targets, and I'm pleased to report there are no longer queues at our port terminals. You know, there are members of the freight forwarders and freight logistics community who every Friday send me a message. The old message used to be, this week we are behind, meh, 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 meh. Now I get, this week we are ahead, and I get hearts and smiley faces. It's so nice. It's very nice. With the infusion of new equipment, focused execution, and strong industry collaboration, we are geared for the upcoming retail system. Now, colleagues, leveraging the private sector's capital, expertise, and operational efficiencies is integral to government strategy for revitalizing the freight logistics system. The PSP framework, approved by Cabinet in 2023, provides the necessary guidance for this engagement. To guide private sector investment in our 5 priority rail and port corridors, I can confirm that the request for information process in private sector partnerships in the logistics sector, including our ports, was launched and completed in May, and the process has gauged market appetite and we intend before the end of this year to put out the first request for proposal, and to follow on with further requests for proposals in the early months of next year. I want us to be clear that state ownership remains. The strategic infrastructure of our ports and rail network will remain in public ownership, safeguarding these assets for future generations. But there will be a focus on efficiency and investment. PSPs are about injecting world-class operational capabilities and necessary capital to unlock profitable and efficient supply chains where Transnet alone faces investment constraints. This path of partnership is crucial for transforming the Durban Container Terminal into a world-class hub our maritime city deserves and desperately needs. The recent ruling by the KwaZulu-Natal High Court around the dispute for the selection of the equity partner to develop and upgrade this terminal paves the way for the finalization of this landmark transaction. We are now focused on moving with speed to modernize and expand Durban Container Terminal Pier 2. The conclusion of this transaction is another clear demonstration of our commitment to embrace private sector participation. Ladies and gentlemen, we are transforming a narrative of delay and decline into a story of recovery and resilience. I want us today to pause for a moment to remember the late former Minister of Public Enterprises, Honorable Pravin Gordhan. He is the person who authorized this procurement, and we, in his absence, are the beneficiaries of receiving it today. May his soul rest in peace, and may we remember him as we launch these incredible pieces of equipment today. Thank you very much.
Minister's so caring. She was worrying about why am I standing? Why are you guys not bringing the old man a chair? He's no longer a spring chicken. Minister, thank you very much for the kind words. Just to remind everyone, the Minister and I, two people joined this marathon. Last year in July, 2 people joined. One was the Minister, no experience. Other one was me, lots of experience. So when we met, I had the advantage of knowing the business, but she had the advantage of knowing politics. And she reminded me as we were together, Solly, do your thing, I will do my thing. All right, as we move on to the next session, I'd like another young man to stand up. Dean? All right, we're moving into the next session. 4 billion rand was mentioned. Now, Minister, I want you to look at him in the eye. That's the guy we now depend on. After Nosipho has now signed things, that young man there is the one that is going to make it happen. So 4 billion rand in your hands, but we don't want the 4 billion rand, we want the equipment that is the right spec, performing at the right level. Thank you, Dean. So Dean and team are going to take us to the outside to go and demonstrate how much how the 1 billion rand looks like and what it's going to do. We will obviously be living here. There is transport that's outside that's going to take us to the terminal. But before we go there, there will be some PPEs that will be distributed. I haven't seen it yet. I hope it's on the way there, that there will be PPE so that we are visible to all the dangerous equipment that's running in the terminal. What we're going to do that side is the cutting of the ribbon. We will be there with the minister and the rest of us, and there will be a ribbon cutting ceremony with the media doing its thing, and then there'll be some photo opportunities, and then the young man Dean will then demonstrate how this ship-to-shore cranes run. Just make sure they do work. And then obviously there will be time for the for a session with the minister, obviously the media and the minister, and then we will return back to this auditorium. So, like discipline, where we are going, it is dangerous area. Please stay within the limits that we're asking. Then let's not have people straying away from the team. And then because we probably not going to have safety shoes on, so we don't qualify to be walking anywhere, except where we are being asked to walk. So for now, I would say let's really thank everybody else that's given their speech and spoken to us. I know that the MEC has run off to another meeting, but he said he'll be back. And Minister, Chairperson, GCE, thank you very much for your speech. And right now we are in the hands of Liba and the three young men that I introduced earlier. Thank you very much. Let's have a good day. I forgot one thing, Minister and Chairperson. TPT in the year 2005 to 2010 commissioned 5 terminals. Point Terminal, as I joined, we're commissioning Point Terminal. We actually expanded Pier 2. We built Pier 1. We built Ngukha. And we totally modernized the Cape Town Container Terminal within 5 years. So short period of time of investment, lots of young people working together and local. We didn't have, Chairperson, just to remind you, we did not have consultants from outside. We were the ones that were doing the design. We are the ones that went overseas, learned how things are done. A new system that we have, automated gates we have, the RTGs we have. We just didn't have enough money for cranes. We would have put lots of brand new cranes. All of that design was done by us. All of the drawings have got my signature on them. So if there's a mess up, I'll take responsibility for it. But there hasn't been so far. So we can do this. So why I'm mentioning it, team, to all of us, is that the minister is challenging us now to get back to the 30 moves per gross crane hour. We were there. We managed to achieve it. Michelle, in her time here, the Pier 1 hit 30 moves per gross crane hour many times for over a longer time. So we can get back there, but it does require equipment. That's the right equipment, well maintained, well operated. Some of our labor partners are here. Well operated with everything else that management needs to do to keep it going. The discipline to work together every single day, every single minute matters. So that through that we will be able to get to that level. But for now, Minister, there's a journey. When we were working together, we were at 16 moves. We are now hitting 20, 19, 20. And by another 12 months, I think we will be at 25. And then probably another year or so, we'll then hit the 30. We may hit it earlier. Thank you very much. All right. Anybody showing us where to go with the bus on this side? Am I right? The bus is on this side. Shall we move there, please? Thank you.